Hi guys, my name is Gladys from Best Cars for Sale in Kenya, and today I want us to discuss the car importation process from Japan to Kenya. But before that, of course, I have to introduce our company to you. Now, welcome to Best Cars. At Best Cars, we assist clients to ship motor vehicles directly from Japan to Kenya, and the process only takes 28 to 55 days for your motor vehicle to arrive here. The best part is that we handle the entire importation process on your behalf. Now, the first thing that you need to know when you're importing a car is the government has stipulated something we call the 8-year rule. This means that cars that are more than 8 years cannot be allowed in the country. So when you're importing, that is the first factor that you need to have in mind. And then the second thing that you need to know is that the car must undergo the mandatory 𝗘𝐺 inspection. Now, 𝗘𝐺 has been mandated by KEBS to perform inspection in Japan on behalf of KEBS to all the motor vehicles that are shipped from Japan to Kenya. This is to ensure that all cars that are coming to Kenya are roadworthy. So once your car passes that inspection, then it is set to be imported. The next thing that you need to have in mind is the fact that that car should not be more than 1 year from the date of first registration, and also the car should be a right-hand driven car, since in Kenya we normally keep left. The next step is for us to agree on the vehicle specs, and here we need to have the details of the motor vehicle that you desire to import. That is, you need to tell us the make of the car that you desire, the model, also the fuel type, that is if you want a diesel car, a petrol car, or a hybrid car. Also, you need to tell us the drivetrain that you want, if you want a 2-wheel drive, a 4-wheel drive, or an all-wheel drive. And also you need to tell us the color that you desire, the mileage that you desire, and then the next point is the grading system. Now, the grading system is the most important part of procuring a motor vehicle from Japan. Now, in Japan, they have a rule: all cars that are brought in the second-hand market to be sold, they must undergo a mandatory inspection. So the inspector has to check the details of the car. They have to confirm the exterior of the car, the interior of the car, and the overall condition of the car. Now we are talking about the engine, the radiator, the gearbox. All of them have to be functioning. How one user uses a car is not the same compared to how the next person will use the motor vehicle. Now, for cars that are well maintained, they automatically get a very high grade, and the cars that were not well maintained or cars that were poorly maintained, they automatically get a very low grade. Now, also, grading affects the pricing of the car. Of course, the well-maintained cars, they tend to be a bit pricier than the cars that are not well maintained. Now, the highest grade that you can get when you're importing is a grade 6/ grade S. But this one is usually for cars that are not more than 3 years old. This is for technically new cars. And then after that, we have grade 5. Grade 5 is a good grade for importation, although it's a bit rare. But on a good day, we can stumble across this grade, and it's a grade that will make the client very, very happy. And then there's also grade 4.5. Now, this is the best grade for importation, and whenever you have a grade 4.5, you can be guaranteed that this is a car that is going to make you happy once it lands at the port of Mombasa. Because grade 4.5 is a very new car. This is a car that was well maintained. Now, all the clients that we have imported for that have accepted to import grade 4.5 can bear me witness that this is a car that has served them well. Now, whenever you're importing, ensure that you go for a grade 4 or a grade 4.5. And then after grade 4, we have the grade 3.5. Now, from grade 3.5, grade 3, grade 2, we have grade 1, we have -1, we have 0, and repaired. Now, from grade 3 downwards, these are cars that we don't import, because this means that this is a car that will not make you happy. Now, unless it's for a commercial car like a lorry, then you can consider grade 3.5. But if it's a private or a personal car, then just aim for grade 4 or grade 4.5. And if you're lucky to get a grade 5, then that will also be your lucky stars shining bright on you. And then something else that you need to know Once you have identified the grading system, there is also something else. They have stipulated something called the auction sheet. Now this one indicates the details. Why was that car rated grade 4.5 and not a grade 5? Maybe it had some markings. What are the intensity of these even dents? For instance, they'll start with A1. A1 is a very small dent that we cannot be able to see with our bare hands, because you see, for them they check using the machines, so they're able to detect even the smallest of the smallest marking. So whenever you see A1, feel safe. This is a small dent that you cannot be able to see with your bare eyes. And then you have A2. A2 now is the size of my palm, meaning this one is a bit visible. And then we have A3. A3 now, this is a dimple that is very, very conspicuous. You can be able to see it very well, and this car will not make you happy once it lands at the port of Mombasa. So we have to ensure that all the marks that you are working with are either 1, maximum 2. Whenever we see a 3, we normally advise our clients to skip that car. Also, the auction sheet will indicate the details of the car. This is the year, the month of manufacture, the chassis number of the car, all the details, the grading, the engine, if it's a petrol, if it's a diesel, they will be indicated there. And also there is the extra specs that the car comes with. For example, if it's a car that has sunroof, power window, power steering, a back camera, all of them will be indicated at the extras. And then also there is the inspector's report. At the inspector's report, they will indicate why that car was rated grade 4 and not a grade 4.5. Now, I need you guys to realize that the auction sheet is the most important part of the entire importation process. And whenever you're importing a car, always insist on having the auction sheet, because it's the auction sheet that is going to guide you on understanding the condition of your car. The car that you're bringing home, what is this condition of this car? How confident can you be in this car? Because remember that you're purchasing something that you're not seeing. So we are relying on the auction sheet to guide us and to give us the true condition of the car. So whenever you are importing, always ensure that you have the auction sheet. The best part is that you can always translate the auction sheet, because it's normally written in Japanese, so that you can get to understand it in English. But don't worry, at Best Cars we are seasoned car importers, and we're also going to guide you through the process. In case you have any question, in case there's something that you're not understanding in the auction sheet, we got you. We are going to help you understand that very well. Now, once you have that one in place, the next step will be to start showing you options that are coming in the auction. We are going to monitor options that matches now the specs that you had given us, and once we spot few options that are matching, we're going to send them your way. So you're going to select 1 or 2 or 3 that you might have liked, because sometimes a client can get torn between 3 options that are selling at the same day, and their client likes all of them. So in that scenario, we can bid 3 to win 1. If you've only liked 1, then we'll proceed and place the bid. But remember, we'll only place the bid once you give us a green light. Because once we place the bid and we win, there is no going back. At that point, it only means that we need to proceed with this unit, we need to purchase it and import it so that it can come to Kenya. Before we start the entire importation process, we require the client to come to our office so that he can sign the legally binding document. We will also require the client to deposit a deposit of at least 20% for us to begin the process. And once we have that deposit, we are able to import that car up to the port of Mombasa, and once it lands at the port of Mombasa, you can actually come and physically view the car. So once you've paid the 20% deposit, we're going to place the bid. The moment we win the bid, then that's very good news, and we are going to be happy for you, because now at this point it means that that car is ours to purchase. So we are going to request you as the client to give us the consignee details. Now, consignee details means that these are details that will be indicated in the logbook and in the bill of lading. So these are the details of the importer. At Best Cars, we normally tell you we are just facilitating the process. So you as the client, you are the one that is importing this car. So this car is coming in your name and all documents are coming in your name. So once you've given us the 20% deposit and the consignee details. Now we are going to book for the next available vessel, book for the QISJ inspection, and also arrange for all the documentation. Now the first document is the export certificate. Now this document shows that that car was legitimately purchased from Japan to Kenya. And then the second document is the QISJ inspection certificate. Now this one indicates the chassis, the mileage reading of that car. And I hope that I mentioned that at Best Cars we try and advise our clients whenever they're importing to try and import low mileage cars. At least maybe a minimum of 60K, that's a car that can serve you very well. So 60K, make sure the grading is at least grade 4 or grade 4.5. So the first documents I have said is the export certificate and then the QISJ certificate. Then the third document is the bill of lading. Now this is a very important document as this is the only document that has the name of the consignee. So it shows that you are the true owner of this car. For instance, your name is this and this and this. The name will be indicated in the bill of lading. The car will be indicated there, the size of the car, and all the details of the car will be indicated there. So once we have those three documents, we are going to send you copies via WhatsApp, and the originals also are going to come. But the originals should be kept safe. If they come to you, you should keep them safe as they will be required when you are clearing them at the port of Mombasa. Normally, most clients prefer it when they come to our offices so that we can keep them safe on their behalf. And then when it's time to clear, we will just proceed and do the clearing. So once we have the export certificate, we have the BL, and we have the QISJ. Now the next thing is to give you something we call the shipping schedule. Now this is the indicative time of when the vessel will depart from the port of Japan and when it will arrive at the port of Mombasa. Now once you have the dates, you know when to expect your motor vehicle. The process takes around 28 to 55 days, but the process of the vessel leaving the port of Japan to the port of Mombasa is roughly 30 days, maybe 28 to 30 days thereabouts. So once the car lands at the port of Mombasa, our clearing team is ready to receive the motor vehicle and clear the car. The first step they need to do is apply for the IDF. This is the import declaration form. And then after that, we are going to wait for the manifest number. Once we have the manifest number, then we can generate the KRA entry so that the client is able to pay for the duty of that particular motor vehicle. Once the duty is paid, then we are going to bill you for the port clearance charges and registration charges and delivery charges. So we will handle the clearing part, register the car. If you require a special number plate, then don't worry, we're also going to arrange for that. Of course, the special number plates come at an extra charge. But if you just require the normal plates, then there's no extra charge that you're going to incur. So once we've cleared the car, we have registered it, you will get a notification on your mobile phone that your registration is, for instance, KD something, and these are the registration details. So at that point, we are going to wait for the logbook and the physical plate. The moment we have that one, then we are able to deliver this car. So we will safely load it in the car carrier so that it can be delivered to Nairobi. Once it arrives in Nairobi, our team is again going to offload those cars on your behalf. Then we are going to give them a good deep clean and then also fuel them and deliver them to the designated location. If you also want to come and collect your motor vehicle in our offices, then that will be a very, very good thing. Our offices are located in Ruiru Town, Greek Towers, 3rd floor, door number D7/D8. Now for those that are not conversant with Ruiru Town, it's along Thika Road and it's actually next to the railway. So when you're in Thika Road, you can just give us a call and we will give you further directions. In case you have any question regarding importation of your motor vehicle, kindly feel free to contact any one of us. But the best part is that we have been importing cars for a very long time and all the clients that we have worked with are happy clients. I need you to be in that list of happy clients. So from me to you is bye-bye, hoping to do business soon with you and hoping to assist you in importing your dream car. From me to you is bye bye.